Welcome back. This is Lee and Alison from the Law School Toolbox, and today we are going to be talking about what you can do now to get ready for law school. Another question that we often hear is how to set up your study space. You may be setting up a new apartment, a new bedroom with roommates. So what are your favorite study space tips?
Well, I think if you're going to be studying in a bedroom, you want to really carve out space to do this, on an ongoing basis. If you're going to be studying somewhere else in a house, again, like kind of try to carve space out where you can leave things. I mean, I kind of had a hybrid system. So I had a desk in my room where I did a lot of stuff. And then after dinner, usually we had like a very small dining room with a small dining table that me and my roommate had gone to IKEA on day one to get. Cheapest IKEA dining table, not comfortable, but we did use it for 3 years. And I read a lot of my cases there. But I think you want to have something that you can do habitually, whether that is go to a particular area of campus. Is it the law library? I personally did not like to study at the law library, so I went to a lot of other libraries. But you want to kind of have like your cycle of places that you're going to go for when you get bored with one of them, you can go to another. And, different people thrive on different levels of kind of stimulation when they're studying. Some people need to be very focused, like, no sound. For me, like I studied better usually with some ambient noise. So kind of know yourself and then figure out those options that are going to work for you.
Yeah, I think it is definitely good to have options and also learn about what your school has to offer. They have often quiet study rooms where you don't have digital devices or that, people aren't allowed to talk at all. You have the study rooms that you can reserve. So sometimes if you have a study group or a few friends, you can even go use those spaces. So I think it's also, a good time in the beginning and during orientation, like find out what's available to you and then, align it with what works for you. I will also say they used to eat at I used to read at my dining table. I had a very tiny dining table that I bought off of Craigslist for like $10 and the cutest yet most uncomfortable chairs at that dining table. So the only thing I will say is you will spend a lot of time sitting. And so if you're going to invest in something for your workspace, make sure that it is a chair that you can sit in. That is not going to ruin your back. So
I think that's so true. And also I think having something maybe like a laptop tray, like if you're going to be doing a lot of writing and you really want to pay attention to these ergonomics to the extent you can, because even something as simple as like a particular type of $30 mouse might save you from getting carpal tunnel, and that's going to be huge.
Yeah. And I think you and I both use like laptop risers.
Yeah. I've got a whole thing because if I don't, even if I'm at a different place, if I'm in, say, my Tahoe place, if I start sitting at the desk a lot and typing a lot, I immediately start to feel like, ooh, my wrists are not feeling great. My forearms hurt. My back is hurting. And it's just because the ergonomics there are frankly not that great.
Yeah. You got to work on your study space.
I know. I've been working on it year over year. It's getting better. But you definitely, these are things that you may not really think about that much, but having a good chair and like a solid, laptop setup where your neck doesn't have a lot of torque in it and your hands are, aligned properly is definitely worth paying attention to.
Yeah. I also will say that once you really up that computer time and that reading time when you end up kind of being hunched over, your phone time you might also find is starting to be really hard on your hands and your wrists. That really kind of amps up when you're, oftentimes we spend a lot of time on our phones, but we're not doing all the reading and writing that you're required to do in law school. So
yeah, or even it may impact your eyes. I mean,
oh, true.
My eye doctor once, when I left my law firm job, was like, oh, your eyes just got better. What happened? And I'm like, oh, I'm not reading on a computer screen 12 hours a day anymore. She's like, yep, that would do it.
Yeah, I think I had a similar conversation with my eye doctor after I left my big law job. So there are a lot of considerations, but I think my biggest thing is whatever you set up for yourself, make sure it works for you, but really be honest about where the distractions are and minimizing those, because I think that is really part of the key.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to have a space that you can go to and your brain is going to say, all right, this is where we study, or this is one of the places that we study, and you're going to be able to get things done because you don't want to be wasting time. No one has time for that in law school.
No. If you enjoyed this video, please take a second to give us a like, leave us a comment, and make sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any future content. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to us on the contact form at lawschooltoolbox.com.
And stay tuned for the next video in this series.